start or grow your YouTube channel, but you're just so overwhelmed with how to get started. Or maybe you're struggling staying consistent with your videos. I'm not gonna lie, YouTube's a lot of work, right? Or maybe you're just not having a lot of luck with your YouTube channel. Well, today, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you my full YouTube workflow. We're talking my full planning process, Asana board included. We're talking with how to come up with your topics, how to research them. We're talking about my scripting template for how to script your videos. We're talking about how to batch record your videos. I only record my YouTube videos 2 times a year, and I put out 1 video every single week. I'm also going to show you how I hired my video editor and how you can hire one too. And then how you can offload the rest of the work after you record the videos to your editor and a virtual assistant to promote the videos. I'm going to show you my entire workflow step by step. I really think whether you're new to YouTube or you're a seasoned YouTuber, if you find YouTube really overwhelming, you are going to love this process. And by the end of the video, you're going to understand how streamlined and easy this process is. And I'm going to show you how to do it every single step, step by step. So if you're excited to learn this, give this video a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to get more videos like this one every single week. Now, if we have not met before, hello, my name is Molly Kaiser. I am an online course expert who's done over $8 million in online course sales. And now I help people just like you to turn your passion into your own profitable online course. So I talk here a lot about courses, but also how to grow your following, which is why I'm going to be talking all about YouTube today. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to pull down my video and screen share for you guys and show you my entire workflow, even the back end, so you can see step by step exactly how I do it. All right, so as you can see here, I am on my YouTube script template, which I'm going to talk about later, but I thought it'd be fun for you guys to see how I already have every single step I'm going to walk through bullet pointed out. All right. So the first thing I'm going to take you guys through is my Asana workflow board. This is going to show you the exact overview of everything I'm doing from start to finish to be able to batch and schedule and keep everything with my YouTube consistent. Now, if you're an Asana user, awesome. If you're not an Asana user, you're going to quickly see that you can apply this to whatever project planning software that you use. All right. So here is my Asana YouTube board. Now, if you are new to Asana, you might not know this, but there's like a list feature that you can look at it like this, but then you can also click on board. So I use board for this because board is just so much easier when it comes to my YouTube planning process. And trust me, I have tried a lot of different techniques. This one has been the best for me. So the first column here is called important information. So this is just for the entire team to know, for everyone working on this project, where are the SOPs located? By the way, if you don't know what an SOP is, stands for Standard Operating Procedure, which is basically a fancy word for a checklist. So we have a checklist of every single step needed for every single process within this overall YouTube ongoing project, right? So this is the link to all the SOPs. This is the link to the YouTube Drive folder. So everyone will be able to easily find where everything is stored, or when they're done editing a video, where they should upload it, or when it's time to schedule the video, where they can go and find the video to schedule it. That way I don't have to be the go-to person for every single thing. The team can just work together and get their job done without needing me, which is great because otherwise I become the bottleneck, right? And then this is a link to my YouTube topic and keyword research spreadsheet, which I will talk about in a little bit here. Then there's some to-dos. We don't usually have any to-dos that don't have to do with the overall project. But for example, I want to start doing 1 giveaway every single month on my YouTube channel. So I need to start planning that out. All right. So this is how the process works. Step 1 is I come up with the YouTube video ideas. Now, this for me, how I come up with my ideas is really a mix between what I want to talk about, what is relevant to my YouTube channel, being that the topic and the theme of my YouTube channel is online courses. Now, I do talk a lot about lead generation because people need to generate leads for their course, and things like that. So really, but I always try to stick to the online course realm. Okay. So again, the overarching how I come up with the topics is what I'm interested in, what fits the theme of my channel, and then also what are the things that people are searching for? What are the topics they're interested in? What could potentially go viral, things like that. And 2 things, I use Keywords Everywhere, which is an app, and I also use TubeBuddy. Okay, so these are both of the things that I use. Then what I do is I pull over every single weekly video has its own task, and I once the idea is solidified, then I bring it over here to the scripting section. Okay. And I'm going to dive into each of these more, but I'm going to show you the overview first. So then I script out the videos. Okay. Then when they're here, once they're scripted, I move them to the scripts completed section. Then once the videos are filmed, I move them to the filmed videos section. Okay. So right now I'm doing a 6-month batch, which typically takes me like 5 videos per day for 5 days. That's typically what I do. I'm not someone who's going to want to record a YouTube video every single week. That's like way too much. I already have a lot going on with my business. So I prefer to batch create things, just like I batch my YouTube videos 2 times per year, 6 months a pop. I also batch my reels and TikToks. I usually do like 20 reels / TikToks every Friday. So I really like to batch things. So once they're filmed, I do them here. And once they're filmed, that means that they're ready for the editor. So then what I go ahead and do is I then assign that task to the editor and I give a due date. Okay. Then when the editor is done editing, he's going to move it over to here. Now he's not done, so I'm going to move this back, but just want to show you guys kind of how it works. So once he's done editing the full YouTube video, then he's also going to edit a TikTok / reel. It's the exact same thing. We just repurpose it on TikTok and reels. And we also repurpose it onto YouTube shorts as well. So once he's done with that, he'll move that over to here. Then once he does the thumbnail, he'll move it over to the thumbnails done section. And then when he's done with all of that, he'll move it to the schedule then when he's done with all of that, he'll leave them here and then he'll assign them to the next person and give a due date so that they can schedule it in YouTube. And then when they do that, they're going to move it over here. Then they're going to reassign the due date to whatever, works for them. And then once the email is written and scheduled that promotes our YouTube video, then that task is going to get moved over to here. Now, you're probably thinking, I don't see any tasks or anything for promoting the YouTube videos. And that's because those are recurring tasks. So like we schedule them in YouTube. And then as far as the reels, TikToks, and shorts go, that's a recurring task every single week where we make it due on the day that the YouTube video goes out. They go in and manually post that YouTube, TikTok, reel, short, whatever you want to call it. I wish there was a name to like just overarch that entire thing. But, and then they just manually post it across all of the platforms. All right. So that is the overarching strategy and project board that we use to work together as a team to batch 6 months of YouTube videos at a time. All right, so I've come back over to the script for this video. And the next thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is how to come up with and research good YouTube topics. Now I'm going to jump over and record this next section on my phone, and then we'll edit it in here because quite frankly, I have not figured out how to use TubeBuddy on a desktop. It just says I don't have an account. But I do. So I'm just going to screen record it on my phone because that's how I use TubeBuddy anyways. And so yeah, let's head on over and I'll show you guys how I do that. All right, I'm going to show you guys how I use TubeBuddy to come up with my video topics and also how I find my keywords. So first you're going to open the TubeBuddy app. This does cost money. I don't remember what I pay for it per month. It's relatively small for sure. You're going to come over to the menu in the bottom right, and then you're going to click on Tag Explorer. All right. Now, I'm just going to use the video that I'm using right now as an example. So let's say I wanted to do a YouTube video on my YouTube workflow, right? Because that sounds interesting to me. I'm passionate about it. You want to make sure that you choose YouTube video topics that you actually want to talk about, because if you're not having fun creating the video, then no one's going to enjoy watching it, right? So this video is called My YouTube Workflow Step by Step. All right, then I'm going to hit search. There we go. Okay, so now as you can see, it says the search volume is low, which is not ideal. But it says the competition is very low, and it says overall, this is a very good topic, okay? Now, I know this is like YouTube is obviously talked about on YouTube a lot. But here's the thing is I really wanted to do this topic. I'm going to do a couple other topics just to show you kind of what I look for within the search volume competition and overall ranking. But first thing is, if you look below now it auto-generated a bunch of potential tags that you could use in your video. So I'm like, oh, YouTube workflow, that's a good tag. How to make a YouTube video, that's cool. Video
edit. Well, yeah, I guess I'm talking about how to hire a video editor. That's cool. Video editing for beginners, how to make YouTube videos, planning your videos, right? So I could select, I think you have like 500 letters or whatever that you can use in the keywords area, but you would go ahead and select all of the keywords, you know, as many that sound good that will also fit, because when you go to enter your keywords in the keyword section, they do limit the characters. That's the word I'm looking for. So anyways, then you just hit copy 6 tags. How cool is that? And then it copies all the tags for you. So I'm going to show you in a minute here how I organize all of my topic titles, where I put like how weighted and unweighted they are, and then the keywords that I come up with. I'll show you what that all looks like and how I organize that in a spreadsheet in a second here. But let me show you a couple other YouTube topics, okay? Let's say I wanted to create a video on how to create an online course, okay? Here's the thing. I come up with my topic first, but then I play around with what the title is actually going to say to make sure that it will rank well overall. So here's like, my first thought is like, okay, if I want to teach people how to create your course, I could just say like, how to create course. All right. All right. So this says search volume low, competition very high, overall bad. Okay. Now this is not the topic title that I ended up going with. Okay. Because I probably tried searching that and saw that it was bad. So now let's try something different. Let's try how to create your course. Let's just try that first. Okay, so it's getting better. Search volume's very high. However, competition's still high, so overall it's fair, okay? So let's see if we can make this better. How to create your course in 1 hour. Let's see if this is better. Look at that. Now we have overall good. And this is actually the topic title that I ended up going with. So do you see how I come up with like, what are the topics I want to talk about? But then I play around with the title to see what will rank well. Okay, so now I'm going to jump back over to my desktop and show you guys how I organize all of these topic titles and keywords and all that good stuff.
All right, so after I have just showed you guys how to research this stuff in TubeBuddy, this is what my spreadsheet looks like, where I organize all the topics I'm going to do, how they ranked, and then what are the keywords I went with. Now, as you can see with TubeBuddy, it tells you, you know, what the score is, and then you're also able to generate all the keywords. And you don't have to use all of them. You can pick which ones are best. You know, you can narrow it down to the best ones. From what I've researched about YouTube, it's more about quality of keywords and less about quantity of keywords. Like, it's better to use relevant, good keywords versus just having a lot of keywords. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to come up with and research your topics and the keywords and all that good stuff. Oh, we already covered that. Boom. Now let's talk about my script template and how I write them. Now, I follow this YouTuber called Trina Little, and she is a YouTuber, and I believe she has a YouTube agency. She's awesome. And I remember she shared, I definitely want to give her credit for this. She shared like a script template, and it looked like pretty much like this. Okay, so I did change it a bit to work better for me. But this was like originally her concept. Maybe she learned it from someone else or not, I'm not sure. But for me, I put the title of the video here. Then I put any links I want in the description. Obviously, this is not my full description. You can go and see my descriptions on my YouTube channel if you want to, meaning like the description that goes below the video. This is a little description of the video that my virtual assistant ends up using in the promotional emails that promote the YouTube video. And I already write that out for her just because it takes me literally like 1 second. And then I don't have to like have her write it and then I have to review it. It's just so much easier. Like, I just write this and then she's able to write a whole email promoting the video just based on this little description. Okay. Then I come up with what's the hook. So, you know, what are the questions I'm going to lead with in the beginning? Who is this video for? Why are they going to want to watch this video? Right. So with this video, it was like, do you want to start or grow a YouTube channel, but you're overwhelmed with getting started? You're overwhelmed with, you know, you're struggling with staying consistent, or you're just not having luck with YouTube. You know, in this video, I'm going to show you my full YouTube workflow step by step. And so basically this just like pulls somebody in and shows them like if they want to watch this video or not, right? Then I have my intro, which is the same for every single video. I just say who I am, you know, why I'm an expert, what I do, what this channel is about. And then I don't write out full on scripts. I only bullet point, because if you try to read from a teleprompter or read from a script, it's just not going to feel like you're having fun or talking to a friend. And people just really prefer, I know I do, to listen to people just talking off the cuff. You know what I mean? People don't want to listen to you read a script, in my opinion. All right. Then I do the call to action, which is the same for every video, but the lead in is different. So I'm like, oh, now that you know my exact process for starting and growing and staying consistent on YouTube, maybe you're wondering how you can monetize it and make money from it, blah, 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 right? And then I put the video tags down here, because then when the virtual assistant goes to schedule the video, everything that she needs is all in this one script, and it's very easy for her to find. Okay. Okay. So now that we have talked about the script, let's talk about how I hired my editor and how I send videos to my editor. To be honest with you, I already showed you how to send the videos to the editor, because once I'm done recording them, I just upload them to Drive, to Google Drive, which is what we use. And then I just assign it in Asana, just how I showed you guys earlier. But let's go ahead and talk about how I hired my video editor. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I know people have talked about like Fiverr. I know people have talked about like hiring like an intern or somebody local, or like a full-time employee editor, whatever, right? I've tried actually all of those things. Now that I listed out and I remember, I have tried all of those things. Personally, I have not had great luck on Fiverr. So I'm going to show you guys what I've done. Now, again, this is just what I've done, what works for me. You can, as always, do what works for you, right? So the first thing I always do when I go to hire someone, whether it's going to be a freelancer, full-time, or a part-time position, is I always go ahead and create the job description. Okay. So I'm going to say, what's the position? What's the company? Who are they reporting to? All this stuff. What's the compensation? What's the location? When do the applications close? I'm going to say about the video editing position. You're perfect for this position if blah. What are your responsibilities for the video editing, and how you can apply for the position. Now, this is the most important part. And this can be controversial, I suppose, but for me, I've been a business owner for like 17 years now, and hiring has been one of the most difficult things for me. And ever since I switched to doing things this way, I have actually, every single person I've hired is still on my team, has never left. Okay. So this works amazingly. So obviously you're free to your opinions, but for me, this is not only good for me, it's also good for the person I end up hiring, because obviously when you get a position, you want to stay on the team, you want it to work out, right? So this ensures that I really hire the right person. And that's not only a benefit for me, but also for them. Okay. So in order to apply, whether I'm hiring a video editor or a graphic designer or a writer or a virtual assistant, I have everyone complete a little bit of homework along with their application. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really care about resumes. I don't really care about cover letters. I don't really care about if you have a college degree or not. I really don't care. What I care about is, what is the quality of work that you're going to put out, right? Are you going to be a reliable person? Are you going to be consistent? Are you going to play well on a team, right? So for the video editor position, what do I care most about? That they're good and fast at editing. So I had them edit this 32-second video that I filmed. So it's not like I'm giving them tons of homework, right? I'm just giving them this 30-second video to edit some captions on, right? So I'm like, oh, here's the video link, and here's an example of how I want it edited. And then I'm like, oh, please submit this along with your video portfolio to our email address by this date. And I'm telling you, this works so well for me. Okay. So again, this is just what I do. I'm not saying you have to do it. Obviously, all the advice I share is just my opinion. And so take with it what you will. Now you're probably wondering, okay, cool. But once you create your job description, like, where do you post it? Now, personally, this is my absolute favorite job board. It's called onlinejobs.ph, and that stands for the Philippines. So what you're doing is, this is a job board for hiring virtual workers in the Philippines. So you can hire freelancers, you can hire part-time employees, full-time employees, contractors. I personally hire contracted freelance positions most of the time. And this is what I use. Now, you do need to pay for this site. I pay the $69 a month. Now, that might sound like a lot of money to you, but here's the thing. If I was to hire, which I did do in the past, in 2020, we hired a full-time video editor for, I don't remember, probably like $50,000, $60,000 a year. Like, and I know that he is listening to this video right now because he's editing it. And I want you to hear this because you are amazing. You do such a good job. You're so consistent. You're just great to have on the team. Always a happy person. Like, I could not be more happy with all of the hires that I've made from this onlinejobs.ph. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I don't even know the owner. But anyways, it's worth this to me because I'm going to end up getting someone better for the job at a better price. So that is how I go about. Oh, and then what you do once you pay is you post your job and then people start sending in their applications. And then what I do is I just go through the applications and I narrow it down to like the top so many. And then I usually do a Loom video and send people feedback. And I have them like, oh, I like this video that you edited, but I'd love for you to change this, this, and this. And then I have them edit it again. And the reason I do that is I want to see if they're good at receiving feedback. I want to know if, you know, they're good at being a team player. And I also, a lot of times you'd be surprised. A lot of times maybe somebody's not my number one choice. And then I do this exercise with them and they come back with the absolute best video. Anyways, that's sort of my process on that. Okay, so next thing is how we do shorts. So I won't be able to talk a lot about this just because I'm not a video editor, but our video editor essentially takes our full YouTube video and then makes it like a TikTok reel, YouTube short size, takes like maybe the meatiest, juiciest part out. I always tell him to do 90 seconds or less because right now my reels can only be up to 90 seconds. I know some people I think have up to 3 minutes, but at the time I'm recording this video, I only have up to 90 seconds. So anyways, that's how we do that. We just take like a meaty part out that is a good 90 seconds on its own. And then we use that. And then how we schedule, again, I'm not the one who does this, so I won't be able to talk a ton about this, but I did create the SOPs a long time ago. For how to schedule them. But essentially, you know, you're just logging into YouTube, you're uploading your video, you're scheduling it. You can just follow the steps there. And then as far as the YouTube shorts, reels, and TikToks, again, we are just manually posting those each week when the YouTube video goes out. We post those across all those platforms. And then we also have that email that I showed you how we write that email that goes out to our entire list. Promoting the YouTube video as well. Oh, and then I kind of already just talked about this, how and where we promote the YouTube videos. All right, profitable creators. So now that you know how to get started, how to create, how to stay organized, and how to be consistent on YouTube, maybe you're wondering, okay, cool. You know, I'm into YouTube and I'm going to grow my following there, or I already have a following there, or I have a following somewhere else. But Molly, how do I monetize that? How do I actually monetize my following? Because you would not believe the number of creators that are amazing creators that have these great followings, whether, you know, no matter how big they are, they're very, very interactive followings, but, you know, they're not making a lot of money. So here's the thing, the number one best way for you to monetize and make money online is to create your own online course. And I have a free on-demand workshop where I'm going to show you how to come up with and uncover your $1 million online course idea. You can turn what you already know, the passion you already have, into your own online course idea. I'm going to show you how to create your course curriculum for that course that's going to get your students amazing results, and how you can do this in just 60 minutes or less. And I'm going to show you how you can start profiting from your course idea in 30 days or less, and then how you can automate it for passive sales. So I'm going to pull down my video, pull up my slides, and show you click by click how you can register for this free on-demand training, and go ahead and watch it today. All right. So all you have to do is go to profitablecourses.com/class, and it's going to bring up a page that looks like this. The design might look exactly like this, or it might look a little bit different because we do split test the pages. But just know that you're on the right page as long as it says that this is my free instant workshop on how to create your own online course that generates consistent passive income. I'm so freaking stoked. You are going to learn a lot. This is value packed. All right. So you're going to learn how to discover your $1 million course idea and how to position it for profitability. You're going to learn how to design your course curriculum like a professional in 60 minutes or less. and you're going to learn how to start profiting from your course idea in the next 30 days, and then how to automate sales for passive income, just like I have done. All right. So all you have to do is go to that link, click on register now. You're simply just going to fill in your name, your email address, select the date and time you want to watch it at, and then you're going to click register now, and you're going to be able to watch it instantly or at the date and time that you have selected. I cannot wait to see you inside.